Mark, last week's victory, how much does that help as you're now sort of looking, obviously, to go into a pair of home games and just, I suppose, players getting the rewards they deserved last week?
We deserved last week's win. We asked them to work harder than the opposition, harder than, not that they hadn't been working hard, but just misguided. We stayed in the game. We were strong mentally and physically, and we did a good job on a team who were supposed to be flying high. So it was a good win. It means we can go into this week with a bit of confidence. Training's been good. We've got to ask exactly the same again. You know, we're not Real Madrid at the moment. You know, we're not free-flowing, fantastic football, but the commitment's there, the attitude's there, the willingness to work hard was there last weekend, and we've got to make sure that happens again.
And you can obviously feel you can replicate that at home as a style of play.
Yeah, we want to get on the ball. I thought we mixed it up really well. We were competitive, organised, but you know we passed as well. Whatever team that they come down with on Saturday and play, we've got to make sure that that's at least where we start. You know, being exactly those three things. And if we do that, you know, keep adding to our game, keep improving, then we'll be okay.
In the 3 games that Jamie Curitan's scored goals, you've picked up 7 points. I suppose that underlines his importance to the club, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I mean, when we knew we'd got a good one when we signed him. We without a doubt, he's been a loss for the team. But you know, you have to cope with it, and we haven't coped with it brilliantly. But you know, Jamie Curitan playing doesn't mean shouldn't have meant that we've been conceding goals like we have been. So, you know, even if he plays, I don't think that necessarily stops it. But he's a big part of what we're trying to do, what we've been trying to do since the summer. You know, it's up to us now to make sure that we utilise him as best we can.
And that quality can make such a difference in tight games, can't it?
Of course it can. The league is really tight. I thought 3 or 4 weeks ago Chesterfield were just going to be 20 points clear of everybody by now, but that's not the case. They've had 3 games without a win, 2 defeats in that. It's really tight. I think we're 11 points off top of the table, so you're out of nothing. I think games are literally about who turns up and performs on the day, and we haven't done that enough yet. But you know, hopefully the penny's starting to drop, and they can realise what it was about after last weekend, and that feeling of winning in the dressing room is what we want every weekend, and that'll be the message on Saturday.
And you're playing games, starting games, and scoring goals as well.
Yeah, I haven't scored in a couple of games now, but yeah, I've been happy with how I've been playing since I've come back into the side. So it's about maintaining, like I've said in the interviews before. It's consistency now with me, so that's what I'll be looking to bring.
And the gaffer said after last Saturday's game that you're getting fitter as well. Is that just purely from being sort of match fit? Because you can train all you want to, but there's still that difference, isn't there?
Yeah, for players, it's just match fitness. I think I've said that as well in interviews. I'm only going to get sharper through games, and once that sharpness is there, then you can build on your consistency. And at the moment, that's what we're seeing. I just hope I can keep my shirt for a long time. 5 games is good, but the game there's loads of games to play in the season, so yeah, that's always going to be the aim now, just to be starting every week.
And even when you haven't been scoring, people have still been saying you've been terrorising defences. How much do you relish that aspect of the game?
It's nice to hear things like that, because scoring goals is only one part of playing up front, especially when you're trying to play a target man role. You have to be able to link play and sacrifice, scoring goals sometimes for the better good of the team. So yeah, I'm enjoying just literally just stepping out on the park every week. That's what I'm enjoying the most.
And Rochdale obviously 5th at the moment, so right up there. And Keith Hill, it just seems to be a very good fit with him and that club, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, he did well there. Before. And he was a little bit unfortunate at Barnsley, and he's gone back in there and made a difference. So yeah, we know he's a good manager. We know that. We've got to make sure that we're as hard working, even more so than them, and we make sure that we try and please our home fans and put in a good, winning, solid performance.
I know you've pitted your wits against him before, but is it that little bit different when you up against someone who was a former teammate and perhaps you know each other's philosophies a little bit?
No, not really. No. You know, Keith's decent at what he does. We know that. But you know, Neil speaks to him quite a bit. They're from the same town. I think Neil's got on his nerves of late with one or two things, but in a good way. So no, we know them well. They're two good lads, him and Beachy. But it means nothing. You know, we'll all be desperate to beat each other come Saturday.
What's the situation with James Wilson? Is that over?
His loan's ended, and between us and Bristol City, he has gone back, and you know we thank him for his efforts and wish him all the best. You know, he played for Wales on Tuesday night, so he's a good player, and it's just unfortunate that we haven't been able to keep hold of him.
Was that Cheltenham couldn't do the deal?
Both, but it suited both parties that, you know, at the minute, you know, he probably wouldn't have played Saturday, and that's not good for him. You know, after playing for Wales, I can't. Where we are at the minute, I don't see any change in personnel at the back on Saturday.